support up to 8 channels of IP cameras or video servers. And then if you have analog cameras, you can convert them to IP cameras using the video server. And also, we will have our very own IP camera right here, like this one. It's a megapixel IP camera. And then we will also have our standalone DVR and our compact DVR that's coming up. They will all be able to convert up to 4 analog cameras into IP cameras. And finally, we have the brand new software, the GVMVR. That's the complete software-based surveillance system, so that you no longer need any hardware to do all the monitoring. You can just install the software like I did on my laptop, and then do all the monitoring from there. Here's the logic of the hybrid solution. Normally we all have analog cameras, and each system supports up to 16 cameras. And 8 of them can be converted into IP solutions using our video server. And then all the system, the Geovision system, is gonna combine all the digital and analog cameras for all the recordings and do all the features. And the system can be of either webcam, the multi-view, the Center V2, or the MVR that I will be introducing later. Here is the video server. Normally we will have our analog cameras, but sometimes when you get tired of all the lines, all the wires, you might want to go through the Ethernet, and that's when you need the video server. So combined, they will give you the complete IP surveillance system for 2 channels. And then with using 1 channel, you can get the dual stream solution where you can record in one and then do live view in another one. You can also go wireless, has USB and SD card storage. And also they support PVD cameras, and you can do schedule monitoring right there on the spot. And what's dual streaming? Normally you will have your video stream comes into the video server, and the video server is gonna give you both low resolution and high resolution. So basically you can do live view with low resolution, and you can do recording in higher resolution. So in doing that, you can save a lot of your bandwidth, or you can do it vice versa also. And here's the Geovision IP camera right here. It's a 1.3 megapixel IP camera. It's gonna support progressive scan. And then there's 2 different compression types, the MPEG-4 and the Motion JPEG. The Motion JPEG is gonna allow you to record up to 15 frames per second of a resolution of 1280 by 960. And then also, of course, you can get 30 frames per second using VGA resolution as well. And it's gonna support 2-way audio, and there's one I/O outputs you can see on the backside. And it's fully integrated with all the DVRs, the MVR that's coming up, and the control center and Center V2 that Daniel just talked about. It also has its very own web interface, so that where maybe you're traveling abroad and you can just type in the IP address to actually see the live view of the of your IP camera from the web, from your Internet Explorer. And what's progressive scan? Normally for your analog cameras, you will be having the interlay scan. So that that will be printing all the outlines of your videos first, and then your camera will try to print all the even lines and try to mix them up to give you a picture. So sometimes when you have a lot of motions, or maybe the camera shaking, the even and the outlines don't necessarily add up. So what you'll see is that you'll see a blurry picture, maybe sometimes some details will be lost. But with the progressive scan, what you will get is that it's gonna give you one complete frame at once. So one complete frame after another, you will see a lot more details, and the quality is a lot better. And here is the standalone DVR that will give you 4 channels of video and audio recording, and also converts 4 channels of analog cameras into IP solutions. There's a hotspot bay on the right hand side, and also there's 4 different USB storage. It can give you 4 channels of SIP and have D1 at 30 frames per second, and also D1's at 15 frames per second. As you can see from the picture, there is a fully functional front panel where you can just adjust the resolution for each channel that you're recording, and also you can do the playbacks right there on the channel. And all you need to do is you plug in a monitor right behind the standalone DVR, and you can see all the channels right there and do all the monitoring. It also supports the PTZ device and also central monitoring state solution. There are each 4 I/O inputs and outputs on each one. And on the bottom right hand corner, you see the GB compact DVR. The size is really small, probably 2 stack up video servers. On there, on top, you also see 1 hot swap bay to give you the mobility of taking in and taking off your hard drive. And it also has the same spec as the standalone DVR, but in that there's just no front control panel for the compact DVR. And of course, from the standalone DVR is Linux based, so it's a lot more stable. But of course, we have the Windows based, which we have been using all these years. We have the S series, the H series, and the N series. As you can see from the bottom right hand corner, with the H series or the hotspot, you get all the storage base. So you can easily plug one in and pull one out, and it gives you a lot of storage options. And for the mini series, the size is a lot smaller, but there isn't really hotspot base, so you can't really get such a good storage as you would from the S series or H series. And finally, here's the GVNVR, the complete software-based solution. So normally what we have is the system that will be installed on your PC, where the actual video capture card is actually inside the PC. But with the NVR, you no longer need the actual capture card inside the PC. So, and for companies that has a lot of IP cameras, a lot of video servers, the NVR is going to support up to 16 channels of IP integration. So every channel is going to come from IP integration. And among the IP products, they can be from a video server, from an IP camera, and also if you have a third-party IP cameras from major brands like Sony, Panasonic, Axis, JVC, and such. The NVR is going to have all the version 8.2 softwares. So all these softwares that you see right there are all going to be available with the NVR as well. So for a recap, we have a IP camera, the standalone DVR, and the compact DVR. And now there are also new hardware accessories that can add up to your system. The first is the IO USB box, which is right here if you're interested. And the net card V3, the net IO card V3.1, the 12-in card V3, and the IO 12R card V3. First is the IO USB box, as the one it is right here. It's going to have 16 inputs and 16 outputs. From our previous version, we have one IO box, and then we have one IO relay box, which for your inputs and outputs. And then for this version, we combine both, so the relay is built inside for the output devices. And then so on the right hand side, you see all the inputs, 1 through 16. Each is grouped with group of 4 inputs, so that you no longer have to put all the ground wires into one connection at the end. So since they are grouped in 4, it's a lot more organized. And also, the same thing goes for all your outputs. And at the bottom, you see that if you have more than one I/O boxes, you can set different IDs, and also there's a switch for all your dry or wet contacts as well. And here is the spec sheet. You see that it can support up to 16 different I/O boxes per DVR, so you can just simply assign the address 1 through 15 or 0 through 15. And then DC, it's going to take in 12 volts power. And here we have